Anthology on the bad, the short-lived, and the forgotten television shows and events in TV history. You are listening to It Was a Thing on TV.
Sir Charles, your wish has been granted. The blue light means that you get, guess what? What? A second chance. Isn't that nice?
Minisode 34, submission 2579. The Silent Minute at Super Bowl 20. The Silent Minute at Super Bowl 20 happened during the pregame show of Super Bowl 20 on January 26th of 1986 on the National Broadcasting Company. And guys, this is the third entry from January 26th of 1986 because we already did the Super Bowl 20 halftime show a couple of years ago with Up With People, and we talked about the last precinct.
Which followed Super Bowl 20.
Yes. And if you want to be technical, we've done 4 entries within a 48-hour period because obviously Melba was on January 28th. We already talked about everything. We're not going to go over it again. So listen to that episode. It's episode 455. We explain everything there. But Super Bowl 20 was between the NFC champion Chicago Bears and the AFC champion New England Patriots. And everyone expected this was going to be a coronation for the Chicago Bears, who went 15-1 in the regular season. And, well, they were pretty much correct. It was a blowout, 46-10.
And maybe the most remembered play from that game was Refrigerator Perry rushing it in for a touchdown at the goal line.
Yes. But before the game, obviously, the Super Bowl pregame show is a hours-long extravaganza filled with like human interest stories, clips, interviews with the coaches and the players. It's like everything you want to know about this big game. It's like a heavily hyped game and everything. But what happens if, like, I don't know, during the pregame show, you want to grab a drink or get some chips or go on the toilet? Well, NBC brilliantly thought of these people because they came up with a concept so amazing. And I want to read an AP article from this. The headline is Super Idea, NBC is going to take break. Football fans who want to run to the refrigerator or bathroom during NBC TV's Super Bowl pregame show won't have to wait for the commercials. The network will provide time to do those things. NBC will present a 1-minute break during which the screen will go blank. Background music will play, and a clock will count down 60 seconds. Then the show will resume. I was going to use sound effects of toilets flushing and beer cans popping open, but I thought that would be a bit much, Michael Wiseman, executive producer of NBC Sports, told Advertising Age. The Super Bowl will be played January 26th, and NBC's coverage includes the 2-hour pregame show and a half-hour postgame show. Weissman said he thinks the break may help keep viewers in place during the commercials, which will cost about advertisers $300,000 30 seconds during the pregame show. This may not be a cure for people leaving during commercials, but it certainly will help, he said. That, he thinks, is worth the price to NBC, which could have instead sold the Silent Minute for a commercial space worth about $600,000. The break is scheduled to come around 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with the kickoff coming shortly after 2 p.m. Steve Griffith, a spokesman for the network, said Wiseman came up with the idea to give the people an intermission, a minute to go to the bathroom, or to the refrigerator, or kiss your wife. How nice!
Or combine them all and go to the bathroom and kiss your wife at the same time.
Sure.
It's your minute. Do what you want with it.
So, okay, we get to Super Bowl 20. And here's the moment in the pregame show. So you have Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad, Pete Axum, and I don't know who the fourth guy is in the group. Maybe like Bob Greasy or something. But okay, here's the moment from the Super Bowl 20 pregame show as Bob is setting this up.
Well, we've reached what is roughly the midpoint of this pregame extravaganza, perhaps an appropriate time for some quiet reflection. You know, there are actually some people who believe that there's too much hype surrounding the Super Bowl. Where they come by that wacky notion is beyond me. Still, it might be a good idea to pause here for a breather amid the pregame buildup. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you right after this brief intermission.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
Okay, I just want to mute here. Can you describe what's going on the screen for everybody?
It's very reminiscent of the animations you'd see before movies back in the day. Let's all go to the snack bar or whatever. It's very, very similar to that. Very 50s feel to the animation.
Yeah, I think they took one of those clips from Grease when they had the flippin' hot dog go into the bun. By the way, Greg, it was Bob Greasy.
Thank you. All right, now it's mute again. We have to take in the silent minute. Everybody has to do their thing during this minute. So let's do what the people in 1986 did.
Okay. Pop quiz. Where's that music come from?
Well, it's Syncopated Clock. That's the name of the piece.
Yes. Where was it used?
I can't answer your original question.
I believe it was used as the substitute for the think music on older episodes of Jeopardy, like really old episodes of Jeopardy, where they could not use the think music.
Okay, but I want to mention one thing. Now, you couldn't see this because you're just listening to the audio of the music. But they had the countdown from 1 minute to 0. But, Mike, do you want to explain what they did when they went to 20 seconds?
At 20 seconds, they went from Arabic numerals, the numbers we normally use, to Roman numerals. And I presume, and I'm sure this is the reason, that it was done because the Super Bowl, at least up until Super Bowl 50, was numbered in Roman numerals. And this happened to be Super Bowl 20. So at the 20-second mark, you went 22, 2-2, and then 21, 2-1. And then you went to 20, XX. And then XIX, XVII, and so on and so forth. Clever, cute, unnecessary, though, I think, in my opinion. Well, this whole thing was unnecessary, in my opinion.
But let's go back to Bob after the minute.
Oh. Welcome back. Now, I know there are probably a few stragglers. You haven't all made it back to the television set just yet, and I don't want you to miss Bill McAtee's piece on the Sullivan family, which is coming up in just a moment. It's a very nice feature, so we'll wait for you. In the meantime, Axe, have a Danish here. Axe is checking with key sources here on the telephone. Here.
Bob, the over and under is 11 punts in the game. Would you like over or under 11 punts?
That's fine. Excellent. All right. Everybody come on back.
Okay, over-under was 11 punts. You have to think New England probably made like over that by themselves.
I wonder if Pete Extham has an issue with cheese. Was that a cheese Danish he was given?
Well, it's a good thing that William Conrad wasn't on the set promoting anything, or that he was nowhere near New Orleans on the night of January 26, 1986.
Now, how do we know that? He might have gone to the Super Bowl that night. He may have taken his money from, well, he wouldn't have started yet, but hypothetically, in my mind, he would have taken his money from Jake and the Fat Man and bought a ticket to the 1986 Super Bowl. It would have been like retroactively buying the ticket, since Jake and the Fat Man was a little bit later. But I can dream. William Conrad was down there. He was on Bourbon Street. He was eating all the beignets, and he somehow got a cheese Danish when he was down there.
Okay, let me go to Super Bowl 20 on Football Reference. I want to see how many punts were actually taken during the Super Bowl. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10 punts.
So they were off by 1.
Do you really think there were degenerate gamblers in 1986 putting money on how many punts there were?
If somebody 25 years later at 1,000 to 1 odds put like $100 on the first score of Super Bowl 46 to be a safety by the New York Giants, anything is possible, Mike.
And gamblers will bet on any darn thing. I think we've learned that over the years.
Yes. I bet you they're taking bets on the Puppy Bowl right now.
I'm not even going to look. Well, first off, state of Ohio, you can't bet on anything like that. But I'm not going to doubt you. They probably are taking money on the Puppy Bowl. And now I'm curious. I got to see who's in the Puppy Bowl, because there's always got to be one dog that's just grabs at your heart.
Yes. But I do want to mention while you're doing that, NBC, when they had the Super Bowl 1989, were going to do a sequel to the Silent Minute. And you know what it was going to be called? The Son of the Silent Minute.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. But unfortunately, because of situations going on in Miami on Super Bowl weekend of 1989, NBC decided it would not be appropriate to do this. So the Son of the Silent Minute was canceled. And when NBC got the Super Bowl again in 1993 for Super Bowl 27, they did not do the Silent Minute again. But guys, next year will be Super Bowl 60. And NBC will be airing the Super Bowl. So my dream is, and we can do this, for the 40th anniversary of Super Bowl 20, let's have the Son of the Silent Minute and actually have it count down with all 60 seconds. With all the Roman numerals, you can go to 50 and actually have it be 50 in Arabic numbers, and then go back to Roman numerals from 49 down to 1. How great would that be?
That'd be pretty interesting.
I know.
Okay, I'm looking at the Puppy Bowl puppies. The one that just absolutely tears at my heart. A Boston Terrier named Trio. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I just read this line as I figured out the dog's gender. He was born with a leg deformity and still has the strongest kick Team Ref has ever seen.
Oh.
So he is literally the Tony Danza of this Puppy Bowl 21 team. The strongest kick Team Ref has ever seen.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you this. He'd put Jake Elliott to shame.
He'd put Chris Bonial to shame.
Put Mike Vanderjack to shame.
Well, what can we say? But the silent minute at Super Bowl 20 was a very amazing, silent for 60 seconds thing on TV. Well, that's going to do it for this special mini-sode. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll see you with our next episode coming up the day following the big game on Monday.
So they can listen to the next episode while celebrating the Eagles winning Super Bowl 59. You heard it here, folks.
You can't stop Saquon. You can only hope to contain him. You can't even do that.
You know the refs are going to try to give Pat 3 in a row.
I guess we'll find out later tonight.
Yep. Till then, row!
You know, the Super Bowl has been a big part of American culture for 50 years, and here tonight with a look back, another look back, it's the NFL's official historian, Jeff Tolnick. Jeff, come on out here.
Thanks, Dave. You know, the first Super Bowl was played on January 15th, 1967, and we've come a long way since then. Hit it, Paul. Oh, wow. I-V, and next came V. V-I-X, and X, you see? X-I, X-I-V, and then X-V. X-V-I, X-V-I-I, X-V-I-I-I, X-I-X, and X-X. Count on with me. X-X-I, X-X-I.
Cut to Drew Brees in the studio watching and then laughing.
XXV, XXVI, XXVII, XXVII, XXIX, XXX, it's easy. XXXI, XXXII, XXXII, XXXIV, XXXV, XXXVI, XXXVII, XXXVII, XXXI, XXL, obviously, XLI, 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 XLIV, and XLV, oh, XLVI, XLVI, XLVII, and that's the history. Thanks, folks. Enjoy the game.
Thank you very much. Jeff Tolnick, ladies and gentlemen, NFL historian.
I want to hear that updated for now. I want to hear L-I-X-L, L-I, L-I-I, L-I-I-I, L-I-V, L-V. LVI, 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 L. What's next? Oh, LX, LXI, LX,
No, it's LIX.
LIX. Lix, LIX. Yeah, Lix, LIX. Okay.
That's what they call the LIE sometimes when it gets real extreme. The LIX.
Oh, boy.